Hi everybody. As a person with a physical challenge, I've wanted to do this video for a while. Um and tell you my dislike of the Digipack versus CD jewel cases. Now, I grew up in I grew up in the time of the jewel case, and I always thought that jewel cases, while sometimes hard to get the shrink wrap off of, were the easiest way to store CDs because, for starters, they, you could easily get them out, and while some were hard to manipulate sometimes, especially the double and triple CD cases, they were the easiest for me to get out. And this does not just apply to CDs, it also applies to DVDs, because with the way the entertainment business is going nowadays, everything is made, all the cases are made of paper. As a matter of fact, you don't really find jewel cases too much anymore in the stores. It's all made of paper and stuff. And especially when I'm trying to get a DVD or CD out from the end, if the slot is at the end, at the of the paper, it is very difficult for me to get out, especially if it's um, you know. And one of the things that I you know find most maddening about the paper cases is that when you try and get a CD or DVD out from the end of it, 9 times out of 10 you end up scratching it or putting fingerprints on it. And I just wish that um, that it would go back to the old days when uh, CDs actually came in jewel cases, or long, or box, or box sets that were easy for me to for me to access. And I'm not the only one that has complained about this. There are countless channels that I watch here on YouTube that have done videos on this. Some of them are for what they call the digipack, which are like the paper cases, and some of them are for the jewel cases, like me. And I just think they look cool. The jewel cases look cooler than the digipacks because you really get to examine the art and stuff, and but it's mainly just an accessibility issue for me. And um it would just be a heck of a lot easier for a lot of us, not just me, if they would go back to putting CDs and DVDs in jewel cases and regular DVD cases. But like so much, I think those are slowly falling to the wayside of things, which is a shame. And so, thank you for listening to my rant. I forgot to add something. I wanted to talk a little bit about library book CD cases as well. It is extremely difficult for me as a person with a physical challenge to get a library book CD out of the case. Um, so, again, I just wish the libraries would go back to putting audiobooks in jewel cases because they are in plastic sleeves now, and it's very difficult for me to put them back in there. Um, so a lot of times I have to have somebody put the CD back in the sleeve for me because I can't do it by myself. So I just wish that libraries would go back to the old days of putting putting audiobooks in jewel cases. Additional video provided by iStock via Pixabay.